Welcome to the Red and Green Report.
Orale, let's do this.
Welcome to episode 6 of the Red and Green Report. It's been a fantastic journey. Make sure you hit us up on Instagram and Twitter. Jeez, man, it's been a day. It's been a day. Chitter. Yo, www.chitter.com. Yo, that's going to be the new thing. Hit us up on Twitter and Instagram. Just search for the Red and Green Report at the Red and Green Report. Red and Green Report on Instagram. Send us some DMs. Let us know some ideas, whatever's going on in your head. I'm open to talk to anybody. So, the unofficial sponsor of today's podcast is Differential Brewery over there on Yale and Garfield. If you haven't been yet, go check it out. I was actually talking to the owner, and he was saying, yeah, we wanted the environment to be like, yeah, you're getting drunk in your garage. And it's an old mechanic place. I can't even, what would you call that? It's an old scooter spot. Yeah. So go check it out. It's cool. They got games. They got a big patio. They got a pool table. They got the TV set up. I've been watching March Madness over there with the homies. So it's been a good time. Episode 6. I'm excited for this one. Been excited. I've had this idea actually for a long time. I got the homie Dom Valenzuela.
Yep.
In the house, the owner of Dia de los Tacos. Can't wait to hear his story, man. What's up, man? How's it going?
Oh, it's going great, man. And remember, that's tacos with a K.
Tacos with a K.
KOS.
KOS, yeah. Red and Green Report, hosted by KOS, Dia de los Tacos with a K. KOA, man. This is working out perfect.
It's
so
meant
far.
to be.
Definitely. So, Are you from New Mexico?
Yes, sir, man. I grew up out here. Grew up in the Heights. What was it? Off of Pennsylvania, Montgomery. It's my neighborhood.
Word, man.
Northeast Heights. No, yeah, I grew up over there. Yeah, man. Ever since I was 18. And then as soon as I turned 18, graduated high school, moved out to Colorado, moved out to Denver. And then from there, it was just wherever the wind took me.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
So where'd you go to elementary school?
Sandia Base. My mother, she works over there on base.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I went to Sandia Base. So, every morning we had to cross the checkpoint, to get on. But yeah, Sandia Base Elementary. Shout out anybody going to Sandia Base.
Oh, word, man. What does your mom do on base, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, she's a video editor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she went to UCLA for that. She grew up out here. Actually, she was born in Manhattan, and then
wow,
yeah,
New York.
Yeah, New York. That's another story.
Okay, I'm sure.
Yeah, but yeah, she got into a video editing position over there on base.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is she still doing that? Or?
Yeah, she's still doing it. She
man.
says, I'm going to do this until they push me out. She's like, I don't give a fuck.
That's what's up, man. Yo, shout out to your moms, yo. Yeah.
She's due for her retirement and everything, but she's like, nah, might as well just keep collecting the paycheck. Got all this vacation time.
Yeah, man, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So going to school on base, were you ever connected with I'm sure you were, the military families and the...
Oh, yeah.
People moving in, people moving out all the time.
Yeah. A lot of my friends always, just kind of move schools and stuff like that. But, during school, there was never really any of that brought up,
Okay.
It was there. Like, you always saw people in, like, the military outfits and stuff like that. But I didn't know enough to know any different.
Okay. Yeah, because that's how I grew up.
Yeah.
I grew up on military bases all over
real?
the place. Yeah, and it was
shit.
like, my dad would always be like, hey, we've been here for 2 years. We're moving.
Right.
Get ready. And it's like, man. But no, that's cool, man. You had that experience. But so Sandia, what is the name of the elementary school?
Sandia Base Elementary.
Base.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's right there when you get on.
And then Kirtland's actually right over here down the street from my spot.
Okay, yep.
But So Sandia base. Where'd you go to middle school?
Went to middle school at. Shoot, now the questions are getting hard. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was Cleveland.
Give me the cut sign. Give me the cut sign.
Cut.
No, it was Cleveland Middle School over there off of Louisiana, Montgomery.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where pretty much I met a good group of friends that I still connect with. And I got a lot of memories from Cleveland Middle School, man. Yeah.
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 You do sports or
So, okay. I've always been athletic, but I've always had like this inner voice that's always like held me back, and always like I've been like too timid or too I don't know, just I wasn't confident enough in myself to go out there and just show what I had. I always like overthunk things, I was always a kid. So when we used to play basketball at Cleveland Middle School, I would go out and like it would be a fast break, and I'd be the one like there, throw me the ball, but then I get the ball and then fucking like dribble it off my face or whatever, and just fucking
like they toss the ball to you, hit you in the face, and you're like, fuck. Oh man.
Or I missed the wide open layup, and just blow it, But I always hustled, and that's what I remember is that I always hustled.
I think the people who are, I guess, quote unquote successful, unquote, I don't know what I'm saying. But those people were always at that point where they felt they were too timid or they were too shy, and then something just like clicked.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, yo, this is what I gotta do in order to move myself forward.
Oh,
but
most
that's dope, man. So Cleveland Middle School. And then where'd you go to high school?
Went to high school at Del Norte.
Okay.
So Pennsylvania Montgomery is like right there. I should have went to Sandia High School, but I honestly had my choice between El Dorado, Sandia, and Del Norte. I could have even went to La Cueva if I wanted to.
Okay.
But I actually chose Del Norte. I was in Sandia's district, but I chose Del Norte because some of my friends, a few of my good friends from middle school were going there. So it just felt like, just more comfortable.
Yeah.
So I chose Del Norte, and took the bus down Montgomery every day, which the city bus. That was fun.
Man.
That
the
was
city
fun.
bus.
Jesus.
I just took a whole bunch of fifth graders to the planetarium. It's near Albuquerque High.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's a charter school. It's like career readiness something.
Career Enrichment Center.
Yes.
Yeah.
Career. Man. There you go. Thank you.
I went that too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. I just took a whole bunch of fifth graders with some coworkers to the planetarium that they have over there.
All right.
On the city bus.
Nice.
And usually in the past years, the bus will always pass us at the bus stop on Carlisle, because I'm at Montezuma Elementary School. Yeah.
Right.
So we walk to the bus stop. And we'll wait. The bus will come and he'll see us, and the bus driver will be like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Keep driving. But this year, the bus driver stopped. And he opened the door, and I was like, yo, thank you so much for stopping. I know it's a bunch of kids. And he's like, dude, I just dropped off a bunch of high school kids at Del Norte.
No way.
Yeah, man. So I was like, dude, props. Thank you so much. And yeah, took all the kids to the planetarium. We had a great time. But yeah, the city bus is an experience, man.
So all right, so fast forward, and I moved all over the place, and so people are like, so what's New Mexico like? And I'm like, just don't stare at anybody too long.
Yeah.
Just that's the thing. If somebody people notice that type of shit out here, and they see you staring too long, they're not afraid to to come up to you and be like, what the fuck? Or like, what are you looking at? And
what's up? What are you looking at, man?
Like, people out here are looking for a fight. Like, it reminds me of that Cedric the Entertainer joke. Where he was talking about the black hockey player, the brother just skating around looking for a fight. Like, ooh, I wish somebody would.
Oh yeah, man.
I wish a motherfucker would. And so I tell people, like, just mind your business.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff out here.
I remember as a kid, I was with my brother. I have an older brother. I was with him and his two other friends at Windrock, or no, not Windrock, sorry, Coronado.
Right.
And it was packed. It was like the summertime. It was a Saturday. And I was looking to get a Wu-Tang t-shirt. Like, I really wanted a Wu-Tang t-shirt.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I don't know why, we were waiting outside. And this was still the time when, payphones still existed.
Right.
So my brother's home. Yeah, that's what it was. He was using the payphone. So we were sitting down, and I remember seeing these two girls. Like, I was in middle school at the time. I was like, I might have been 5th or 6th grade, maybe 6th grade. These two girls were walking. I was like, man, these girls are cute.
Yeah.
They get closer, and they're like, what are you looking at, S.A.? Like, and I was like, oh, shit. They're like, where you fuckers from? What's up? And we were all just like, yo. And then, like, fucking my brother's friends were like, yo, calm down. Like, what's up? Like, trying to talk to him. They're like, yo, we'll call our homies right now. Fucking bang out at fucking Coronado. And I'm like, oh, shit. So we go in. We just walk away. We just avoid the situation all together. And I'm like, yo, go into what was it? Remember Miller's Outpost?
Oh, fuck.
Went into Miller's Outpost, bought my Wu-Tang t-shirt. We dipped. And it was like, yo, man, what was up with those chicks? It was just like, yo, man, fucking Albuquerque, man,
So,
straight up.
Honestly, like that's like the women out here honestly brought me back, man. Just because I love Albuquerque women because they get that fire in them. Like
bro,
they talk shit to you, man. I love it.
Yeah.
For some reason, I love a girl who could talk shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I've been on a few dates, to the different breweries or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't the beer I wanted. Like, you fucked up. Like, give me that. Yeah, and it's like, whoa.
Just let's It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's trying.
Yeah, man.
It's his first day.
He's doing his job. Just chill out. It's just beer. It's like, no, this isn't what I wanted. And then, like, thinking back at it, it's like, yeah, that wasn't the beer you wanted. You should. You should say something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's what's up. So, Del Norte High School.
Yeah. Before all of the new stuff that they did to it, man. That school looks amazing.
It looks like a fucking military. It looks base with missile silos on the football field.
Man.
Yo, it looks crazy
what
now.
Kind of
Yeah.
shit are they doing there?
I remember when I can't even remember what it looks like now. It
Yeah.
looks like a mall pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was there, it was like the designer, whoever, like the architect, he built it almost like a honeycomb.
Oh, really?
So there were like these classes, all kind of like pods around, like they all had like a door that went to the back, and that was kind of like the communal like teacher area, like back teacher area, So you had like 6 or 5 classes that were connected to this one room.
Okay.
But it was just like these hexagons, just around. But
Word. That's what's up.
yeah, it was a trip. It was a good mix of folks there. Got a lot of culture there. It is what it is.
You fell in love with home ec class?
I did.
Yeah, man.
I did. Actually,
Yes, that's what I wanted to hear.
There was a home ec reunion today over there at at Dia de los Tacos. Yeah, man. Yeah. I had this one cutie, Tiffany Shockley. Shout out.
Word.
Okay, so I remember one day in class, her friend had pointed at me or whatever. It was like, telling her, hey, yo, he's cute. And then she tells me, but still, like, you got to understand, like, I grew up and I was a shy kid. I was super shy.
Oh, man, I was the same way, yeah.
Like, I didn't talk, and like, I would laugh. I just laugh at people's jokes and just kind of do that. Open the door for people and I'd be the kid who would open the door and just stand there until everybody got into the class, and then I would walk in,
Yeah.
Super nice guy, whatever. But, so when she told me this, I was like, just I didn't know what to do. I was okay, that's cool. So because obviously Tiffany was the one who told me that hey, she got a crush on you, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. So then ultimately, like that girl was probably like, I'll screw him. He's not into me. Like,
yeah. It's not that I'm not into you. I'm just super shy. Shit.
Yeah, you can't explain yourself. You don't know what the hell's going on. This is all new to me.
Oh, word, man.
Yeah. But yeah, and then my boy Daniel Flores, he was in there, and he's always been somebody that's been real cool to me and just kind of like befriended me right off the bat, and he's been a good friend ever since, man. That's what's great coming back to Albuquerque and still having all these connections, all these relationships.
Yeah.
And it's not like we were like super close in high school or whatever, but there was just that respect there. There was that mutual respect. And then coming back and now having a restaurant where people come to you and I don't have to go out like I get to see them all the time, which is great,
Word,
like,
man.
and just kind of connect and see what's going on with them and what's going on with their lives. It's kind of like It's like real life Facebook.
Yeah, man. Real life. You know, we came up at a time there was no. Well, the internet was there.
Yeah.
But there was no social media. I mean, social media for us was like meet at the Burger King on base. Yeah, out front for sure. And then in Germany, we could drink at 18. We could buy alcohol. Well, we could buy it off base at an earlier age.
Right.
But on base, you had to be 18. So it's like, yo, meet out front at the Burger King, liquor stores next door, buy a 6-pack, boom, hang out. You know, if you wanted to get a hold of somebody, it had to be on the phone.
Right.
Like either their home phone.
Oh, yeah.
And then the people that did, at one point, it was like one person had a cell phone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, call me. I'll gather the troops. We'll all meet up. Yeah, man. Like,
Yep.
Oh, dude.
Yep. Oh, dude. And then you talk to the mom or whatever. Yeah, is Chris around? Yeah. Mom, get off the phone, Mom.
yeah, bro. Yeah. And
I
then,
can still hear you.
and then even trying to date, like,
Oh, yeah.
yo, you got to call Lisa's house, like, and possibly talk to her parents. You know what I mean? You know, it's like, hi, Mr. Smith. Like, can I please talk to Lisa? Who's this? Like, nowadays, kids just got cell phones. Like, I don't even want to. Yeah.
Oh, man. How?
Dude.
Oh, jeez.
I don't have kids right now.
Yeah.
And
thank God. Cheers to that.
Oh man, hey,
Cheers
you
to
don't
that, man.
no kids, no.
No
Oh
kids.
man, dude, it's rough. And then even like my 5th grade students, like they have phones.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh man. And like they do, the kids, not my students specifically, but kids do some rugged shit with their cell phones
Oh,
these
hell
days.
yeah.
Like whether it's bullying or hacking or like whatever. You know, the world is literally their oyster. You know how we were always told that? You know, like these kids got the world at the palm of their hand.
That's
dude.
Oh, man, don't even get me started, man. That's the it's the reason why they always need like their. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go off on the soapbox thing.
Nah, go ahead.
I don't know what it is, you know. Like they grow up in a time where you get just it's so easy to just hit like. You know where we grew up in a time where you had to actually like confront situations like face on, you know, and
the social aspect is it was way different. The being social was way different in our time than it is now.
You know, saying stuff behind the screen, you know, is so easy, and people do it like right now you're comfortable, but you know, you put yourself in a stressful situation where you're staring somebody in the face, you know, and then tell them exactly how you feel. Like
man, it's way different from
because you don't know what can happen. You know?
Dude,
and if you can,
And there have been situations like I've been with friends like, yo, there's that dude or there's that person that was talking ill to me on social media. I'm going to confront him. Like, what's going on? And, you know, fights break out over just like the dumbest reasons.
Right.
And because there's no, like, if you would have spoken to that person first, like face to face,
exactly,
this probably wouldn't even be happening right now.
Yeah, but those are life lessons, man. You gotta have those.
Yeah,
life
it's
lessons.
important.
Yeah,
it's
man.
important. The experiences are definitely different. Yeah. You know, for this generation as well than it was for us. But yeah, man. So you graduate high school.
Yep.
What happens after you graduate high school?
So we jump back to home ec class, and before I even took home ec, I took a class. What was it? I don't know what it was called. It was like one of those kind of classes there wasn't really a name for, but they taught you like economics or it was just like about future planning for yourself and stuff.
Yeah, Life 101.
Yeah, Life 101 type class. And they said, you know, where are you going to be in 10 years? And so write yourself a letter to your future self in 10 years. And at the time, I'm like 15, 16 years old. And I said, I'm like thinking about it. And I said, I don't really know how to play sports, obviously. You know, I suck at sports.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I wouldn't say I suck, but, you know, I just did.
You could be better. You could be better.
It could be better if I tried.
Yeah. Damn it. No.
You know, so can't play sports. You know, wasn't really that great of a dancer, you know, and, you know, couldn't really sing. So I'm like thinking, how the heck am I going to get a girl, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I remember, like, you know, my family always gathering around the table or whatever, and then, like, you know, oh, food is the way to a girl's heart. I just remember this hearing, you know, food is the way to a girl's heart. So I was like, okay, so what I got to do then is become a chef. And so I was like, okay, so future self, you're going to be a chef, and you're going to own, I think at the time I named the restaurant the Fat Guido. And I remember this letter, and I wrote to myself, but honestly, it was for the girls.
Oh, word, man.
But I stuck to it, and I was just like, so this is what I'm going to do. So next year, I wrote it down, committed to it, and next year, sophomore year, I took home ec, and then that year, a rep from Johnson & Wales University in Denver came in. It was a new school opening up in Denver. That chapter was new, or that school was new, but Johnson & Wales has been around for a long time. Culinary business school. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to commit to going to them. So I just lined everything up. Then next thing you know, I did a internship at Monroe's and a job shadow, if you will. Did the job shadow
in Old Town?
No, the one in on Osuna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was like right down the street from my house.
Yeah.
And so I did the job shadow there. Followed Sean Montano, who's still the GM there.
Wow.
Really great cat. And he's been around restaurants for a long time. I couldn't ask to follow anybody better. I think it was kind of a unique job shadowing because he was showing me stuff around the restaurant, which a lot of it involved smoking. At this time, you could still smoke cigarettes inside a restaurant. Dude, so I was just like hanging out with him as he smoked cigarettes, drank coffee, and he was just kind of like sitting there, just talking shit. And then we would go run some errands, go to UPS, went to his house and saw his big ass. At the time, he had this huge, Great Dane, this monster, like 6-foot dog. And then, yeah, from that point on, at the end of that day, he was like, well, why don't you come back in the summer, after, when summer hits and you got a job with us. So I took him for his word and I went back, got my job, and I stayed working there full time while I was still going to high school, so I was working full time, going to high school, and I worked from being a cashier all the way to assistant manager by the time that I left.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah. Team captain.
Team captain at Monroe's, dude. Oh.
I call it.
Yes. No, that's fucking sick, dude. Monroe's, that is one of the top 10, in my opinion, everybody. Monroe's is a top 10 spot. If you're here for a week and you don't know where to eat, I have a list of 10 places. Go to Monroe's.
Yep. No, definitely, man. It's still I think it's because the key players have stayed. Sean being there and the way that he manages and the team that he's built. It was just such a great experience, man. Just being there.
Nice.
And they really set the tone for me. If you fast forward, Miguel and Kathy Diaz, owners of Monroe's, they actually they were out in San Diego and they visited me at the 7,500 square foot restaurant that I opened out there.
Oh, really?
Which was amazing. Just imagine them sitting there making sushi and then, the two people that helped get me started on this journey 20 years later.
Come to see you.
And I'm like, oh my God. It was such a crazy moment there for me.
Word, man. Can you talk about Denver a little? How long were you in Denver?
So Denver, I was there for 2 years. So graduated high school, moved out to Denver. Johnson & Wales, this was their second year of being open. So they opened in 2001. Okay, and so I came in 2002, and this school, they took over an old women's college. Not old women, but an old. It was an old college.
It was an old women's college. You had to be 80 years old and above to attend. Nah, man. I got you.
But yeah, they took that way. And this campus was crazy. It was so gorgeous. It was.
Where was it?
It's right off of Colfax. Oh man, Montclair, I want to say.
Okay. The heart of downtown, or
no. It was a little bit from downtown, but Colfax will take you down.
Yeah,
Colfax is our central.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so it was right there. But this beautiful campus, all kinds of Gothic, kind of sculptures and stuff. And it was amazing, man. It was a great school to go to. So they were dedicated to business management, culinary, and hospitality.
Okay.
So I obviously took the culinary route. They did a thing called trimesters. So every every year, it was 3 months.
3
months per program or whatever. Yeah, and that was amazing. Like Johnson Wales is such a great school. So grateful for that experience, and really, I was able to get there because my parents had a college fund for me, not a huge one, but they had a college fund for me, and then I was able to get in due to my grades.
Yeah.
But I stayed one trimester in the dorms. And
so they had dorms.
Yeah.
I was going to ask. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and what was sick about these is they just started, like, they installed like the hand scanners.
Oh shit.
Or whatever to get
in. Yeah, man.
So I was like, that was a huge selling point for me. Like, fucking again, just fucking.
Yeah.
Accepted.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so I stayed in the dorms. Crazy. My roommate, he was cool. Paul, he was a real cool cat. Funny story about him. He comes to me one day, like, he was actually on the business side of things, and he was like, hey, Dom, I got to show you this new tattoo I got. I was like, what? You got a tattoo? Like, he's kind of nerdy cat from Ohio, kind of nerdy cat, but he was.
Come on, Paul. Nah,
he was super cool. And he shows me, and he got Orion's belt tatted on his shoulder, but like literally is just like, it was like connect the dots.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that's cool, man. That's real cool. But in my head, I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh, dude.
But
why did you get that for, man? Come on, Paul. Better than this.
Come on,
Nah,
Paul.
man. Nah, go ahead.
Yeah, but then it was 2 people per room. We had and then like 2 people in this room, two people in that room.
Like a typical dorm.
Yeah, and you 4 share a bathroom, so us 4 shared a bathroom. So I remember one day I got home from class, I go in to use the bathroom, and the fucking place is like covered in shit.
Oh.
Like literal shit. And I'm like wall to fucking wall. It was like a nightmare. I was like, what the fuck?
Paul finally got upset about his Orion's belt. Nah, man.
So then Paul comes home from work, and he was working at like Starbucks at the time, and was like, and I'm just looking at him with a look, and he's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "What's up with the bathroom?"
You see the bathroom, man?
Yeah, and he goes in there. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, obviously it's not us.
Yeah.
So then we go, we knock on the door, and one of the cats is just playing video games,
There's always that one cat.
Yeah. And so we're like, what's going on, man? He's like, he has no idea what the hell we're talking about. And he's like, you haven't seen the bathroom? And he's like, no. So he goes in there. He's like, fucking hey. So then obviously, like, we now know it's the 4th cat. It's like we're fucking doing Clue here.
Yeah. You go in, he's sacrificing a goat.
Yeah,
it was him.
Yeah. We're like, we know it wasn't us. So I would have known if I would have done this damage. So anyway.
Brutal.
Yeah, it was wild. So we just leave it up to him to handle. And sure enough, by like 10 o'clock that night or whatever, like, cat came home or whatever and had it all fixed, So thank God, because that was a nightmare, man.
So it was the last roommate. It was the last.
Yeah,
Oh,
and he was like an older dude who was in like college, and like he just drank a lot probably. At
you had
the
a
time.
bad day.
I didn't start. So going back to me, like I never drank in high school. Like I was like real
what?
Real straight edge. Like I don't know, I grew up around it, and I think maybe that's why. Like I was just like, you know what, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And so kind of held my ground. I hung out with a lot of. I wasn't athletic, but I hung out.
Hung out with the athletes.
Hung out with the athletes, so they were trying to stay on the straight and narrow.
Word.
And yeah, so in college, like I didn't even dabble in any of that. I just got back to work. My free time. I need a job.
Did you work up in Denver?
Yeah. My first job was at a golf course. And I would go there in the morning, like 5 a.m., go set up, cook breakfast, then get out and have classes by the evening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What part of Denver was the golf course? You remember the name?
Overland Golf Course.
Oh, okay.
Overland Golf Course. Yeah, that was a trip. I remember one night, it was kind of just this majestic evening. where I left work and there was mist. All the fog was out or whatever, and there was just this random fox, just he's just staring at me, and I'm just staring at him. It was one of those real majestic moments, man.
Oh, okay.
It was really crazy.
Oh,
I was like, "What are you trying to tell me? Come back!"
You had a moment with the man. That's cool, man.
Fox, man.
So,
come back.
can I ask you, because green chili, I don't know about red chili, but green chili in the last decade has kind of been like this big thing up in Colorado. Was it a thing in Colorado when you were there?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked this.
Yeah, of course, bro. The Red and Green Report wants to know.
Oh, Denver, you lying. No, they're getting their chili from Bueno. It's all Bueno chili.
Oh.
Yeah, so I worked at a restaurant, Brewery Bar 3. So there was Brewery Bar 1, Brewery Bar 2, Brewery Bar 3. Real creative cats. And they were known for the green chili, but their recipe had New Mexico green chili in it.
There was Bueno mixed in the pot.
Yeah.
Oh, Denver.
Man. And we used to make this shit by the fucking gallon load. Like there was like 80 gallons we would make a day. It was crazy. It was just constantly like every morning I knew that I had to go and I had to just cook off pork shoulder, throw it into a pot, get all the frozen things of green chili, Bueno green chili, and throw it in there, cook it down with. But see, they add tomatoes to it.
Yeah.
I'm real natural. To me, like green chili, red chili, all you need is garlic salt, and salt, salt, chili. That's it. Those are that's the trinity right there.
Word.
I don't think you need anything other than that. People
maybe add a little. How do you make it thicker? Like a little flour. The red, I mean.
So the red. Honestly,
it's a totally different monster.
It's just more red chili.
More red chili. Okay.
Just more pods.
Okay.
Yeah, because all you do is you put them in, you rehydrate them, and then you just blend them. So you just add enough water to get it going in the blender. And once you have enough.
Okay.
That's the way I learned from my pops. He showed me ways to cooking it with like the powdered red chili and stuff. But for me, it was always about actually taking the pods, rehydrating them.
Okay.
Then blending in raw garlic and salt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word, man. Yeah, I you know how Facebook is. Somebody, I don't know, from Santa Fe had added me on Facebook, whatever. They heard the music. Yo, dope music, cool. Friends. Wah.
Yeah.
So I had heard about this chili, what was it? It was like a chili fest that somewhere in Colorado, Denver. I think it was Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Denver's going to hold the annual chili fest. So Facebook is Facebook, social media is social media. So I made I don't try to do this anymore. I was 28 or 29 at the time, in my youth still. And I made this stupid, post. It was like, how cute.
Yeah.
Denver's trying to hold a chili fest.
Yeah.
So this dude from Santa Fe wrote, made a comment, was like, hey, we're all the Southwest. We're the same region. We should show support. And I'm just like, yeah, no. Like, I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
But nah, man, geographically, we're different. Culturally, we're different.
Exactly.
We do different things with the chili. And I've had green chili up in Colorado. Props to Colorado. Props to Denver. But, we might be biased because we're Nuevo Mexicano or whatever. But it's like, this tastes way vinegary. Mm-hmm. And it seems like you're adding a certain kind of hot sauce to the chili to make it spicier. Yeah. And I just, no.
You're trying too hard, Denver. You're trying too hard.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to it.
I was in Tulsa. I was at this breakfast spot. And, Oklahoma doesn't, they don't use green and red chili. It just says, like, we have green salsa.
Yeah.
And it's fucking dope. Like, I love it. You know what I mean? Like, this is different. Like, I'm not, I'd rather have green chili, but this is good. You know what I mean? And, this is Tulsa, ingredients and da-da-da. I'm like, props, Tulsa, word. But, like, Denver and Colorado saying, like, this is green chili.
Yeah.
I'm just like, nah, man. Like, this isn't the green chili that I'm used to. But even driving through Denver, you see the different restaurants, and it's like, we have chili from Hatch. We have chili from Limitar. Right. We have chili from here and there, and that's all New Mexico.
You know what it might be is that they have an international airport there. So, I mean, they get more tourists there.
You know what? Good point.
And so they probably,
I never thought of that.
Yeah, they're probably, like, doing it trying to just bite off of us,
Mm-hmm.
And so then we're the ones like, nah, it's not you,
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
shut up.
Shut the fuck up. We got these people from Iceland here.
It is
They want-
us. It is us. We love our
and,
chili.
and that's the thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They have that big international airport. The population is what? Denver, the metro area, like Lakewood, all the other surrounding areas. It's got to be what, 2 million?
Yeah, I would say it's similar probably to San Diego, where it just
Yeah.
came from. It's probably similar to that, like 2 to 3
Okay.
million. Yeah.
Yeah. But man, can we take a break real quick?
sir.
I'm just gonna hit pause real quick. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Yes,
sir.
we are. So Denver, how long are you're there for? 2 years?
2 years. And let me tell you why Denver is important when it relates to today is because Denver is where I had my first fish taco, right there off of Colfax.
Oh yeah, man.
And so that was the moment. Beer battered fish taco, first time.
Okay.
New Mexico is not known for its seafood.
Oh no. Yeah, I kind of feel like if you go to a sushi spot, I'm not knocking the sushi spots here in
right.
Burque, but it's like this is trout,
Yeah.
or this is like lake salmon. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but nah, man, go ahead.
No, so yeah, I had my first fish taco out there, and it was just like love at first bite. Ooh.
Hey, that's a T-shirt, man.
Ooh.
You should have. Boom. Shh. Yeah.
Edit that out.
I
Edit
will.
that out.
I will. I will.
No, yeah, and so from that moment on, I had installed in my brain that you know what, I'm gonna make the best fish taco one day. I'm gonna improve this. I'm going to culinary school right now, so I don't know how
really?
So I don't know how they
Okay.
did it. You know? So for me, I was just dumbfounded. I was just like in awe. Like what is this flavor that I'm having for the first time?
Yeah.
And so that's what set me down pretty much, I think, the path that I've been down, as far as like mentally, like just gathering resources,
Yeah.
But yeah, what did
It'll come back to you, man.
it'll come back.
So after Denver, you come back to.
So after Denver, I came back home, graduated 2004,
Nice.
moved back home, and I was working at Il Vicino.
over here in Nob Hill.
Yeah, that spot. There was another spot that was like their sister restaurant that was actually off of San Mateo and Central, San Mateo and Lomas, right there in that like underground like parking area.
Where the Celtic Brewery is now.
Yeah,
Man.
it was.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called, but anyways, so that's where I started working, and I was the pasta cook, and it was just me opening up in the morning, and it was just me making lunch, me making all the bread in the morning, Tuscan bread, focaccia, and what I loved about that place, and why I'll never forget it, is because they made every pasta sauce to order.
Yeah.
Il Vicino too, like.
Okay.
Except for like the bolognese and the marinara. Sorry.
No, you're good, man.
You have to simmer those sauces for a while, but everything else was made to order. So like it's like 30 plus like pasta recipes that I know by memory.
Yeah.
Just working there. I wish I remembered how to make the Tuscan bread
Oh man.
and the focaccia, but
Dude.
I mean, I'm sure if you throw me a recipe, it'll all come back. But
For sure.
But that was a great experience. And then so I was working for them for like 3 months, and then my dad comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, one of my buddies at work, another fireman that he works with, he has a friend out in L.A., sushi chef, and he's like, I could put you in contact with him if you want." I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
Yeah.
I've always been somebody who's like not afraid to just try it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, sure. So I give him a call, and he's like, "Well, if you're interested in learning sushi, why don't you come out here and let's talk and let's meet in person and stuff." So
Okay.
my parents, they flew out with me, stayed with my aunt who's in Pasadena, still out there now, and met with Travis Kamiyama, sushi chef out there, just like what I got going on now, which is just a small little hole in the wall neighborhood spot that people just know about.
You got an ill spot.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But you got an ill. Go ahead.
Yeah, and he was like, he's like, yeah, man, if you want to come out here and learn sushi, because he was just doing it all by himself. He had like 2 helpers at the time. And I was like, you know, this kid fresh out of culinary school, just eager to learn something. And he was like, yeah, come out here. So I moved out there, stayed with my aunt, and started making sushi. So I would make the trek from Pasadena to Torrance, which was like 45 minutes without traffic.
Oh man.
Yeah, without traffic.
That LA area traffic, bro.
That's why I do not miss LA. I would go there for a concert and for, you know, just, you know, but doing anything out there, just you got to know where you're going and you're just going to stay there.
Yeah.
Because you try to go anywhere else, it's a 4-hour drive. It's a 3-hour drive. It's nuts. It's something crazy, you know. But yeah, so I was working with Travis over there. That's where I first learned sushi. He had me rolling from day one. And it was, you know, he was another cat who actually came by the restaurant that I just opened up out there in San Diego. And, you know, show some support, show some love. And it was just crazy to see things come full circle. You know? Yeah.
Word, man.
Yeah.
So what year are you in LA? What year did you go to LA?
This was 2000. It was still 2004, September. So I came back in May, worked like 3 months over there at
The Il Vicino spot.
Il Vicino spot.
Yeah.
And then that's when I got that call. You know, so like if you look at my resume, like it looks like I'm like like I'm some sort of deadbeat cook. You know, like I just get let go from places. But no, like it was like the whole time I was in control of what I wanted to learn.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the story behind my resume is that there were spots that I just saw opportunity that I could be alongside some chef that can teach me something, or you know, and then like I've just been on the pursuit of knowledge, you know? And so I never thought of it as, you know, I put 4 years into here and then they're gonna promote me to this and this and this, you know, like this is gonna take me here. Like it's always been, I think, that entrepreneur mindset of like ultimately like I'm going to work for myself. So all I'm doing is I'm gathering
you're just
tools.
gathering knowledge. You're getting the experience. Word, man.
Exactly, man. Yeah.
So you're in LA. Why did you leave? Did you come back to Albuquerque after LA or?
So I was working for Travis for about a year and a half. Me and him, we had an argument. Really, it was due to one night, you know, he left us alone. And it was just me and a server, and it was like the busiest night they've ever had. Wow. And I'm sitting there, the only sushi chef, like a year into learning how to make sushi, and I'm making sushi for the whole restaurant, sushi, sashimi, the whole nine. Like, and this is stuff that, like, to get like now, I could do it no problem. But at the moment, it was just like this.
It was stressful. It was like
super stressful. So, and when I told him about it, I was like, listen, man, this was one of the craziest nights, you know, and you left us alone, you know. And he was like, he just kind of like laughed about it, I remember. But that was just kind of his personality, is that he was just like, you know, like he would just kind of like laugh and be like, that's crazy, you know. And I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Yeah.
But so I ended up, that was like one of the times where I was like instinctual, and I just was like, you know what, this is going to be my 2 weeks, you know. And for some reason I put in my 2 weeks, and I ended up leaving. Got into a restaurant in Beverly Hills, the Spanish Kitchen, and there I became the stock and sauce guy. And so I go in there at 8 a.m. and I would actually lead the team in the morning about the morning prep. But I mean, these guys at this time, they already knew their jobs, you know. So everybody, so honestly, I just had to go in there, do my job, just make sure that when they had the day off, that I covered their position. You know? Which was great because it just, I just had just that much more things that I had to touch and learn and know, you know, what needed to be done, you know, just more responsibility. I've been piled on, like, I'm always one to just gather on responsibility, you know, and so like that's kind of like molded me into who I am today and my work ethic and everything that goes into that.
Word up, man.
Yeah.
So Spanish Kitchen.
Yeah.
How long were you there?
It was about 7 months, I believe, but this is where I learned the Baja slaw that I put on my fish taco. So so the story that we're telling here is we haven't even talked about.
We're getting into Dia de los Tacos. Yeah, word up. That was the idea, man. Yeah, for sure.
So this is where I learned the slaw, and they used to put it on this like tamale. The lady who made the tamales, like she always made this slaw, and it was really like a condiment. On, you know, it was like how we put lettuce and tomato on the side of everything.
Yeah.
You know? Like this was their condiment to stuff. And I was just like, this stuff is amazing. You know, so I would just watch her like a hawk. You know, like at that time she spoke Spanish. I didn't really speak Spanish. You know, and so I just learned by just watching her and just sitting back and watching her while I had like 12 different sauces that I had to make this day.
Nice.
Yeah, but
And this is in Beverly Hills?
yeah, Beverly Hills, the Spanish
90210.
yeah. So I was only like 15 minutes away from them without traffic.
Wow.
Like that spot. But then with traffic, it could get up to like 4 hours.
Oh man, the LA traffic just sucks, man.
Yeah.
Like I got homies out there right now and they're doing their thing, but it's like I've been there twice.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck this traffic.
Unless you've ever experienced, will you have any idea like
Bro,
how
like-
dreadful it is?
I hear people complain about Albuquerque traffic, and I'm like, go to LA. Fuck it, go to Phoenix.
I'm like, this is not traffic.
Like Phoenix is way better than LA.
Oh, yeah.
But it's still like, yo, go to Phoenix.
Yeah, yeah.
Experience that. If you think that's shitty, go to LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, dude. But so you work 7 months at this Spanish kitchen,
Right.
Beverly Hills. Yeah. And then you quit, or
Why did I leave?
you were like, fuck this. Ah!
I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
I can't take it
Fuck
anymore.
you. Fuck, you're cool. Fuck yeah.
No, actually, I think this was around the time that Travis actually opened up a spot in Ontario, California, which is in the IE, the Inland Empire.
Inland Empire, yeah.
Yeah, Dust Bowl. And he actually called me up and was like, "Hey Dom, if you want to come back and work for me, I'd love to hire you on as my sous chef. You know, come and open up this
word,
restaurant
man.
for me."
Yeah.
It was just a small little spot inside the Ontario Mills Mall. This is where I was like, okay, like now getting a title, I'm like, this will be good for my resume. This,
Yeah.
you know, and yeah, you know, I honestly liked working for Travis. I liked his menu. I loved doing sushi because of the customer interaction. When I was the sauce cook over here, they were only open for dinner.
Yeah.
So all I saw was the 4 other cooks with me
Yeah.
in the morning, you know, so we became a family.
Word,
But
man.
I've always loved, since my days at Monroe's, I loved that customer interaction, you know, so I was like, all right, let's do it. So I went over there, and I went early, so I had to spend like 3 months working at the Market Broiler.
What is that?
Market Broiler is like this fish shop that's pretty big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like a fish shop, but they actually have like a spot where you can buy fish there. You can buy
okay.
like wholesale fish from them.
I'm thinking, man, I'm an idiot. I'm thinking it's some kind of kitchen utensil. This is what I did, the Market Broiler. Go ahead, man. I'll shut up.
So a broiler.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I'm like, what is the Market?
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. I'll be quiet.
No, yeah, and so they put me on as a supervisor there. Well, I was just waiting for this restaurant to open up, and I hated that. And I hated being the new guy who had to micromanage everybody. But it got me into like manager meetings and stuff like that, and I just got to take a closer look into all the numbers and all the things that a restaurant at that level are actually like. What it takes to get going, you know, it's a lot. It's crazy. you
Yeah,
know?
man.
And just honestly, like blew my mind. Like the service industry, restaurants, they're a position, usually positions where like people just like this is their first job, entry level.
Yeah.
So when you're at entry level, there's not much experience that you need. You just need hands. You know, you just need people who can help, you know, and so sifting through people that can not only help, but be efficient, you know, and like kind of learn quickly because there's like, it just is nonstop. You know, these things are like, they're just a machine, man. Restaurants are just a machine. I've been to so many restaurants where managers, they've been like hiring, like looking for a manager, but still the staff just does its day to day.
Oh man, yeah.
You know, and
I
like-
imagine the turnover rate too is just
It's
insane.
It's so crazy. Yeah, like I mean,
There's a book I read to my students at the beginning of the year. It's called I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's called Esperanza Rising.
Okay.
And it's about a girl, and she comes from a rich family in Mexico.
Yeah.
And long story short, her father gets killed in Mexico, and they live on a ranch. So they immigrate to the LA area, the Inland Empire.
Yeah.
And they pick fruit. They do all these things in the valley. You know, pick fruit. They pick different vegetables. They stack boxes, whatever. They work in a migrant camp.
Wow.
And her mom gets sick, so Esperanza has to take on more responsibility.
Right.
So she's like, "Oh, I want to do this," and they're like, "No, you have to pack the onions first." She's like, "I don't want to pack onions," and they're like, "Esperanza, if you do the onions good, then you get hired to do this. Then if you do that good,
Right.
then you get hired to do this," and it's an ongoing cycle.
Right.
And so Esperanza in the book, she learned, she's like, "Oh, okay, so I have to do this good, then do this good, and I just move forward."
Just gradual steps.
So I kind of tell my students, and it's a story of immigration and hard work, but I'm like, yo, like you can apply that to yourself, like
Absolutely.
work hard, make good relationships, you know what I mean, and continue to move forward.
That's
Just
awesome, man.
move forward, you know what I mean, and yeah.
Yeah,
But that's ill.
That's exactly it, man. Just moving forward, man. Like there's hard work no matter what path you take. You're always gonna have to continue working, but yeah, moving forward progress, self-development, man. That's huge.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
it's my dad always told my brother and I,
Yeah.
work. You got to do something.
Right.
Like, what are you going to do? You can't stay at your friend's house. Like,
Right.
those parents are going to tell you the same thing. Work.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man. So,
Yeah, my pops, he was the one who installed the work ethic in me, man. He had me
Yeah.
he would ask me, like, I remember in second grade vividly, like, you want to stay home from school today? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, you're gonna work.
bro,
And I'm like, yeah, all right. Let's do it. Yeah. So
I've spoken about this in past podcasts, but I got into a lot of trouble in high school. And I remember telling my dad, like, man, I'm tired of school. And my dad's like, okay, tired of school. What are you going to do? What's your plan?
Yeah.
He's like, that's okay. You don't have to go to school, but what's your plan? Mm-hmm. And my dad he's an educator himself. He was a school nurse for, I can't even, 30 years, 35 years.
wow.
He was like, cool, you don't have to go to school, but you got to have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
What's your plan? And I remember just like looking down like, man, I don't know. Like, he's like, cool, you don't have to go to school, but you got to have a plan.
Yeah.
Like, you got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, if you don't know what you're going to do, then education is your best and
Right.
your best way forward. And there was always this notion of you don't have to go to school to get an education, but you got to get an education somewhere.
Right.
Whether you're working or working, you got to work.
Right.
You're not just going to get an education watching the TV or sitting on your ass. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So I'm always thankful for my dad, always pushing us like,
Absolutely.
what's your plan?
Yeah.
And sometimes I wake up in the morning, like 2 a.m, like, what's your plan? Like, I see my dad's face.
Yeah, man. No, my dad is the same way. He's always like I always contribute my work ethic to him. But as I've gotten older, like my mom, she's always been like so silent about like kind of her contributions to me or whatever. But like as I get older, like I'm like I start realizing like those things that tie me closer to my mom, and like that all those little things.
Yeah, my mom always told us too, no regrets, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to have any regrets. You don't want to get to be 80 years old and think back like, what should I have done?
Yeah.
And so, my mom, like, having no regrets, in order to have no regrets, you got to work hard.
Right.
You can't just, So, mom, just...
Hey, shout out to moms.
Yeah, shout out to moms, man. Like, shout out to the dads. Yo, it's like, no regrets.
I always
You don't
get-
want to have any regrets.
I always get
So,
teary-eyed thinking about my mom.
Yeah,
she's,
man.
She's amazing, man. She's the best.
Word.
She's so stubborn. She's so damn funny, though.
Oh,
She's
man.
so funny.
Yeah. So, Cali,
Yep.
what happens at your...
So then I'm over there in Ontario. I'm working over there. Meet some great friends over there. Friends to this day. Everywhere that I've gone, I've made nothing but great connections, and it's just been amazing. Like I've made so many connections, had so many damn experiences. But Ontario was really great. Got that responsibility. I'm sorry. Got that
Beer. Nah, man.
Tecate.
Tecate.
Unofficial sponsor.
Unofficial second sponsor of this podcast is Tecate. Nah, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had some amazing experience out there, amazing friends. Yeah, that was really cool. And then so once I left there, came back to Albuquerque.
What year was this?
This was 2007.
Okay.
Yeah, so by 2007 came back. At this point I'm in love with sushi, so looking for sushi positions and stuff like that. Started working for Ichiban. I think that was the first sushi bar that I worked for in Albuquerque. Over there off of I think it's Alameda
Okay.
and Coors.
Yep.
And that was great. Lai, who is the head sushi chef there, and who I hear is still the head sushi chef there. Man of not too many English words.
Okay.
But such a great inspiration to me. He always smiled. I loved just watching his interaction with the guests. He's still over there, so if you're looking for good sushi, go see Lai at Ichiban.
Okay. Alameda and Coors.
Yeah, I want to say Alameda and Coors.
Okay.
But that was so I started sushi in the Japanese-owned restaurant. So now I'm learning sushi in a Korean-owned restaurant.
Okay.
Which this was my first introduction really to Korean food.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved it. The Koreans just love spice. They love garlic. I think their base for a lot of recipes is garlic and ginger, but it's 2 times garlic to one part. 2 parts garlic, 1 part ginger.
Okay.
You can mash that into a paste that
Nice.
ratio, and just keep it in the fridge because you're gonna use that a lot. And it just makes everything just so amazing.
Bro, when I lived in Germany, when I lived in K-Town, Ramstein Air Base area, there was this place, and it was called the Korean House.
Yeah.
So during lunch, they would serve kimbap and yakimandu. And at dinner, it was I don't know. At the time, it was 14 euros.
Right.
But during lunch, if you went during the lunch special, it would be way cheap.
Oh, yeah.
So we'd get this big roll of kimbap.
Right.
Kimbap? Yeah, kimbap and yakimandu. That was it. It was so much. And, remember that song? Bop.
Yeah.
So I had a coworker at the time, Christine. Shout out to Christine, who has been a big supporter of the podcast. She put me on the podcast back in when iTunes first dropped. She was like, "Yo, you ever heard of a podcast?" I'm like, "No," but yeah, she put me on the podcast. So we would go to the Korean house all the time. So when she would ask me "Yo, you want to go to the Korean house for lunch?" I'm like, "Yeah, kimbap, bop, bop, that." Yeah, and she's like, "Shut up, man," and she'd bring her friends. She's like, "John, do the kimbap song," and they're all looking at me like an idiot. And I'm like, "Nah, that's our thing." And I'd be like, "Fuck it, do it." Yeah, kimbap, but yo, it was so good.
Hell
and
yeah.
the soy sauce. Well, is it soy sauce? Is it
Are you talking about the chili sauce that they have?
the sauce? We would dip the kimbap in this sauce, and it wasn't horseradish, or
Is it the red sauce?
it might have been.
Okay.
Fuck.
So
I should have
if-
took pictures.
If it's a red sauce, then it's gochujang, which is
Okay.
like a fermented chili sauce.
Okay.
So, that's
It might have been that.
Yeah,
It was
and that-
so good.
Yeah,
It was so good.
that's what I put on the Kia Clunker taco at Dia de los Tacos, by the way.
On copper.
On Copper,
In the-
5110 Copper Ave,
5110.
inside Albuquerque Indoor Karting.
If you don't know where that is, it's at the intersection of San Mateo and Central. Go north and you will find it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, man. Talking to taking a segue real quick and talking to the Grubhub drivers and the Uber drivers, they'll call me up out of the blue. I'm in the middle of just buried in tickets, and they're calling, hello. Yeah, where are you located? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to find you guys.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the thing took me over here. I'm like, listen, shut up. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Listen, you're right where you need to be. Just look across the volleyball courts. You're gonna see Albuquerque Indoor Karting. We're
Yeah.
right inside there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a trip.
That's funny, man.
But yeah, I love so Ichiban was my introduction in Korean
Word.
food. I loved it, and a lot of sushi bars out here in New Mexico are actually like Korean ran.
Okay.
Korean and Chinese ran, and so from that spot, I actually went to work at Whiskey. Remember Whiskey when that opened up? That was right in 2007 too. Dang, I'm right on point.
I wasn't here.
I'm right on point with
I
my
wasn't.
dates.
Oh man, I wasn't living here at the time.
Where were you at?
I was in Germany. I was living in Germany. Yeah,
That's right.
I wasn't here. I was here during. No, you know what? There was a time from '04 to 2009 that I never came.
Really?
Never came back. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I was strictly in Europe, doing my thing. But
Nice.
Whiskey, where was? Go ahead.
So Whiskey opened up right up there on Corso Montano, right where that Walgreens is now. It was like they had like 18 investors in that thing. It was like this big like steakhouse. It was Whiskey.
Whiskey.
Yeah,
Okay.
WHISQUE.
Word.
Yeah, and so we cooked everything on like this wood grill and mesquite grill. Yeah, that was a great lesson there. So I pretty much got tired with sushi. Wanted to get back into the kitchen. This job opened up, so I went over there, interviewed Mike Tafoya, who is now running his own business. Who after he left there, he opened Old Town Pizza Parlor.
Oh, word, man.
Yeah,
I haven't been there in years.
You've been there before, though?
I've been there before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that Mike Tafoya, the head chef of Whiskey, when they opened, that was his spot. Albert Bottoli, who was like the chef de cuisine, he kind of wrote the menu and wrote everything. He's been all over, and I think he's recently I think he's in like Chicago or something now. Marcos Espinoza, a lot of these guys they've come to my restaurant now that I'm in town. Come to show love. Mark Quinones, he was there. Some of the best, a lot of the best chefs in Albuquerque were there at this one time. This one moment. It was kind of wild. But Marcos Espinoza, who became the sous chef there, such a great friend to me. He's from LA, and we just kind of hit it off. Like this guy, so he's real intimidating when you look at him. He comes from LA, tall, 6'3", and he's tatted up, neck tattoos, the whole nine. And just always has this real stern look on his face, bald head, looks like a cholo, and so. A lot of people were real intimidated, but then I saw the soft side in him, so I started talking shit back to him, and so I think that's what kind of made us closer, whatever, is because I wasn't going to give him any give, he'd clown on me, I'd clown right back on him, and so we became good friends. But he's been real supportive of me. He's going to hate me for this, but I forget what hotel he's at now, but such an amazing chef, really well organized, knows how to just structure menus, put everything together, all that stuff that people really the magician's work, just what makes it look so effortless.
Okay.
What we do,
Yeah.
it's really wild.
Word, man.
But then Mark Quinones passed through there, who just got voted best chef, who was voted best chef of New Mexico.
Wow.
And he's a really great guy. Michael Tavoya again, just
that's what's up.
Friends,
man.
endless friends, man.
Yeah. So when did the idea of Dia de los Tacos spark in your brain?
Okay, so from Whiskey, continued doing sushi. Was doing sushi at Sushi and Sake. And then I think it was around then when I was starting to just dabble more into the entrepreneur thing and just was trying to figure out how to do it all by myself.
Yeah.
So I had left. Sorry. No, I didn't leave there. It was really just tired of working for somebody else, you know.
Yeah.
And so
Totally understand.
yeah, so I was just taking everything that I learned. I was, you know, at the time, my girlfriend at the time, she loved to eat, so she hated to eat the same thing over and over again. So I always made her like different stuff.
Shout out to the girlfriends who like to eat.
Hey, shout out to the girls who love to eat, man. I love a girl who loves to eat, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, she, you know, she would always keep me engaged with like just trying to cook something new. You know, like she never just was like, yeah, just make me that one thing. She was like, I feel like Chinese tonight. I feel like
Nice. Yeah.
I feel like Italian. I feel like this. I feel like that. You know, and she really kept like the culinary inspiration in me, and really it was just about putting the pieces together. You know, I saw a trailer this one night. We went out to La Cumbre, and it was this burger trailer. So I went over there. The food was kind of garbage, but I still like I like respected the trailer because at one point in my mind it crossed my head like all I want to have is just a fish taco shack on the beach. You know, like that was the dream. Was just having a fish taco shack out on the beach, just any beach. It doesn't matter, you know. And all I do is just go in there, make fish tacos all day, hand out bags of beers with ice. You know, and people go out to the beach, eat the fish tacos, have their bags of beer, and that was the dream. And so when I saw the shack, I was like, "That's the shack." You know, I was like, "That's it." You know, so I just had it in my head. And as time played out, that shack went up for sale. I'm sitting there on Craigslist one day and I see the shack, and I'm like, "Holy shit, that shack! That's the shack!"
Yeah.
You know, so I just checked the funds. You know, see if I could put it together. Had to take a loan out against the car and you know put some on credit, and then but ultimately it was a $8,000 for the trailer. It was like another $4,000 investment, you know, just like to get some capital, some working capital going. So it was like overall like a $12,000 investment to get started.
Okay. And this is a trailer that you would pull behind
Yeah.
a vehicle? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was great because if you're looking to get into the food truck game, get a trailer because there was many times that my car went out, you know, like the engine just went like fucking just.
But
one
all
day
you need to do is get yo, homie, can I borrow your car today?
Exactly.
Yo, that is some ill advice, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where if you get like an actual like a Grumman, you know, which is a lot of the box trucks are. You got to be a mechanic too, you know. With this, I didn't have to be a mechanic. I was just like, okay,
You got
this
the trailer. Yeah, man.
I just find something else to tow it along.
Word. What year is this? Sorry, I keep bringing up years.
So this, we're fast forwarding all the way to 2012 now.
Yeah, okay.
So 2012, I was working at Sakura Sushi and Grill, and I was the head chef there. And at this point, they opened in 2010, 2009. So I was with them from the opening, you know, and I kind of worked myself into the head chef there, and just kind of really got tired. Like I said, they're working for somebody else. You know, I'm like giving away all my ideas, basically. Not like they were just stealing them from me, but I'm like, I'm seeing all the things that they're doing wrong, you know, and the things that I would do differently, you know. And so I just ultimately decided, like, I just got to go work for myself and just put all my ideas out there and just see what happens.
Yeah.
So I started the food truck, and the very first day, you know, so I bought the trailer, had to get all the licensing and stuff, you know. So that's like it was like a 6 to 7 month process.
So this is something like I have homies right now who have like some actually really great, and I'm not being, you know, I'm not bigging up my homies. They have really good ideas.
Yeah.
But I think they're a little bit intimidated by the paperwork process. So what would be your advice to like, hey, this is the first step. What do you need to do first?
To go check it out yourself, and then to not be intimidated by it. By actually, like, you know, one thing that I did in school, why I got good grades, is because I just did the work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just do the work.
And that's what I tell them, like, yo, like, get on the internet, fucking. But what office, like, who do they need to talk to get that license or that permit or? All
right, so we'll talk about it. So I purchased the trailer, got the title certificate, and then from there I had to get it registered. You know, so the day I go and I go to get it registered, this trailer was like this guy didn't have any of the licenses. He was just setting up late night and just selling and just slanging, which you know,
A lot of people
I'm
do.
not going to point any fingers. You
No,
know,
no,
but
no,
that's what happened. You know,
But
I
I'm
mean,
sure a lot of people do that. Yeah.
hey man, you know, everybody's out there grinding. Everybody's trying to make a living. Everybody's trying to stay afloat. You know,
Support themselves.
So
Yeah.
it's like whatever you got to do. But anyways, so I bought this trailer and I didn't even think about that, you know. And so I go to get it registered, and they're like looking for the VIN number. There's no VIN number on this thing.
Brutal.
So then they had to set up a police officer to come over there and actually like inspect the entire trailer.
Wow.
See if there's any like parts that were stolen. So I told him,
shit.
like, the guy told me that this was built out in Mexico. You know, and it literally looked like a tin shack on wheels. Like, you can look up pictures of it, and it was literally like corrugated steel. Like, you know, it was it was just ghetto rigged.
Yeah.
But it worked, and it was what I needed, and so I got it. You know, so I set all that up. Cop comes over, he inspects it, doesn't see any VIN numbers. You know, so then he staples a VIN number to it and assigns me a VIN number. Now I can go get it registered. So first step is getting whatever vehicle you got registered. You know.
Is this with the MVD or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with the MVD. And so I got that done. And then it was setting up a fire inspection, you know, making sure that you got all your fire codes
Yeah.
up or whatever, that you got your fire extinguishers, if you got propane in there, ventilation, if you have the proper ventilation for it, signage, you know, no smoking here, no smoking there. Once they check that out, which you got to set up by appointment, then the health department will come and check you
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. The health. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Yeah.
And so
Go
with the
ahead.
health department, really, it's just simple stuff, man. Making sure that you have electricity, making sure that you have hot and cold water. Well, really just hot water, and that you know your proper measurements for sanitizing. You know, like how to have like a sanitizer water.
Yeah.
You know, kill off bacteria, and then just really knowing proper holding temperatures for things. And that was it, you know. And so once that got done, then they gave me the final sticker, approved by the health department.
So it's MVD. No, police officer inspection.
No, MVD. Or no,
MVD.
I'm sorry,
No, police.
MVD. MVD. Well, so if it already has a VIN number,
If okay.
so that was the only other obstacle that
Yeah,
I had to go
okay,
through with that.
okay.
Thing. Yeah, because it was ghetto rig, you know. So if you build it up yourself, then
Word.
just make sure that you got a VIN number and that you're
Okay.
tracking all this paperwork.
So if you have the VIN number,
Yeah.
NVD.
Yeah, MVD, and then fire department, and then health inspection.
Okay.
You know, so it's really simple.
Is this money out of the pocket? Like,
Oh,
are
yeah,
you paying?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so this, you want to, like I said, I budgeted at least like $4,000 just for like all these other expenditures that were going to come
Yeah.
up. You know, and anybody will tell you, yeah, like $4,000 to $6,000 in like just small business. Even if you're looking to start a little like pop-up tent at the farmer's market or something
Yeah.
like that, you want that type of
Really?
capital. Yeah, like, you know, so it's
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
And really, like what I said, I put some of it on credit. I put my car. Luckily, at the time, my car was still worth like $7,000 at the time, so I got a lien for $7,000 on it.
Okay.
You know, and then I think they gave me like a personal loan on top of that. You know, so I was able to get what I needed by keeping good credit.
Yeah.
Shout out to my pops for teaching me.
Oh, man, yeah.
Teaching me how to just like, he was the type of dude like, you want a stereo for your car? Yeah, I want a stereo for my car. Okay. So we went out, bought a stereo. He's like, okay, this is what you're going to have to pay me every month in order to get this. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. So then, you know, I would always make sure that I made payments to
Yeah.
Pops. But anyways, so now we get started with the food truck. Marble Brewery was right down the street from me. At this time, I was living on 4th and Granite, which is like less than a quarter mile to Marble Brewery.
Yeah.
And
Wells Park. That's
yeah,
Wells Park.
Yeah, Wells
Yeah,
Park is
man.
right there. And so we, I just set it up with them. At first, what I had to do was, like, if you go, you got to talk to just who's ever in charge, like a manager, general manager, whatever, and just be like, this is my idea. I would love to just set up over there as a food truck for you guys. You
Yeah.
know? What they're gonna ask you, what are you offering us? You know, like, it's a give and take.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, well, first we want to try your food. And so I was like, okay. So I just decided one day that we set up a time. And I just went over there one day, served all the staff, made them my fish taco, my beer battered avocado taco, and they loved it.
Nice.
And so they were like, okay, well, why don't you come back this day? And so we had the date in mind. So then now I'm still a full-time chef at Sakura Sushi and Grill. I'm pulling like 60 hours a week.
Damn.
My one day off, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna
test the waters,
make a bunch of food.
Yeah, man.
So I had set out that first day. My goal was to sell 500 tacos. Not even sell them. What I did was I was like, I'm just gonna give away 500 tacos.
Hey, man. Yeah.
Tactic that I learned from Travis Kamayama, who said that when he got started, that he just had like an open house night and just started feeding people. Just get your product out to the people. So that's what I did. I said, name your price, and I had 500 tacos loaded up. So in this trailer, I had a fryer and a griddle. Day of, the griddle goes out. And I had planned to do a Korean style like carne asada. I had marinated it like bulgogi and the sugar, garlic, soy, kind of like this sweet carne asada. And so the plan was to cook it all on the griddle. That plan goes out. So all I got is one fryer basically to work with all day. And we have a line of people. Like the line is around the block. First day, I don't even know how the hell we got it up that big. And so we're like, oh shit.
So who's working with you? Do you have an assistant?
My boy Raul Maestas, who now is my partner.
Word.
Yeah, and he started up Street Food Boulevard, started up Ohana Hut, which is at Marble West Side.
Okay.
So he was a cook that I actually hired on at Sakura Sushi and Grill. He wanted to learn sushi, but the owners at the time they were like, no, we can't have two Chicanos up there, like we need
Mexican Americans. Can't have more than two in the sushi spot.
They're like, at least you're a little chinky eyed, so you're all right. Man. You're all right. But so it was really hard to. But he was such a great cook. He came from a nice background of fine dining and stuff like that. So he was a great cook. So he was actually the one that I reached out to. I was like, hey, are you able to help me out this day? He was like, yeah. And honestly, the guy's a beast, man. We just cranked it out together. I was just taking orders, keeping people in line, organizing them, knowing faces to orders or whatever. So when the order came up, I would just run it right to the people, and we just kept a constant system going. But we had a line around the block, and that was became the norm for us.
Yeah.
Every time that we popped up.
Yeah.
People would be like, we didn't know what the hell this line was leading to. We just saw a line, and we just got in it.
Nice, man.
And they would lead us to us. And that's how we got our product out to people, and they loved it. From day one. Man. These guys in a shack slanging out fish tacos. So the dream had come true as far as having a shack and slanging fish tacos.
Yeah. And this is at Marble. You guys mostly at first.
This was the very first Marble before they even had the upper deck.
Yeah, the upper deck. I remember it was that one. Yeah. It was this big, like the room of the studio here.
Oh yeah.
I remember that, man. Yeah, you could get chips and salsa.
Yeah, that was
and beer.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, Marble Red was still their best seller at that time. But yeah, so we it just became a new norm for us to go set up over there. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So you had the trailer. Didn't you eventually get a truck though?
So the story of the truck is that we set up. And we were open for about 9 months. My ex, who I still love and respect, she was not happy with her career at the time. She was a she was a biologist, at the time. She was working at the aquarium and at the zoo, and she was just not happy. So I'm having all this success or whatever, enough success to where I leave my job over there at Sakura now, and now I'm just solely like I'm an entrepreneur. I'm on my own. You know, I'm swimming, and I would come home, you know, kind of, you know, boasting, and she was not happy. So I would ask her, you know, what would make you happy? And she's like, well, I always wanted to become a marine biologist. And so I was like, well, you know, we're starting to get big and we're building up some good steam. I was getting like real confident. So I was like, well, why don't we move to like San Diego or something, or like Hawaii? Why don't we move? Like I was thinking of options, you know, how can we make it work? And she was like, okay, you know, so we started looking. It just so happened that Luis from Last Call, the owner of Last Call, he had approached me and said, hey, I got a food truck in San Diego. You know, I just left San Diego to come out here. And he's like, if you want, like, why don't we like work a trade deal? So we pretty much traded my trailer and stuff out here for the food truck that he had out in San Diego.
Okay.
You know, that food truck was like I was telling you, it was a Grumman, and it was a Grumman is a type of box truck like that. You know, it was like a 1984. It was really old, you know, and so it required a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I just was in over my head when I saw it and what I was capable of doing out of it. So I sold it and I got into doing back in the sushi, you know, sushi to keep us afloat.
And this is San Diego?
Yeah, so this was 2013 when you know, we made the move. We committed, me and my ex. So like we just uprooted the business and just kind of like, well, like I told everybody, like this will be our last day. And our last day here in Albuquerque, we sold, or we gave away 1,000 fish tacos. Like,
wow,
that was the most tacos that we ever produced on the truck. And I knew that we could, like, this truck was 6x8. You know, so it was tinier than this room that you got here. It's about this desk area that we're sitting at. So we were able to produce 1,000 fish tacos, get it out to the public, and that was our last sign off. So then we moved out to San Diego. Supper Truck at the time. I don't know if you remember Supper Truck.
I know, yeah. I remember Supper Truck.
So Amy Black, a Supper Truck. About a year after we left, I told her that I was coming back into town, and she said, well, why don't you get on the truck or whatever and have a pop-up off the truck? You know, bring back Dia de los Tacos. So I remember vividly in like 2014 when we came back to visit, I popped up in the truck, you know, and that was like, it was like old times again, line around the block.
Wow.
You know, Supper Truck, if you guys don't know, like they were just as big as us, you know, when we started. And we were able to generate just that much more, like, you know, kind of noise about, you know, us being back and stuff like that. And just more followers just followed us from there. And then when I got back to San Diego, I was just grinding, keeping us afloat out there. Kind of got over the idea of Dia de los Tacos ever coming back. Was just doing my sushi thing, which led me to ultimately opening up that 7,500 square foot restaurant out there, Cloak and Pedal, sushi, kind of modern Japanese, served in like a tapas kind of format, you know, small plates and stuff like that, real high end. And I got to the point where, you know, at this time, ultimately, my relationship with my ex or whatever ended because my love for my career, you know, and my passion for cooking and for serving people. And so when that ended, you know, when I was just fully dived in back into career mode, I got to was open up this restaurant, and I saw all the hard work that was going into it. I'm looking to my left and to my right, and who's working just as hard as me? Nobody. You know, so I was like, I got to go do this for myself.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta get back to just doing it all my way, and just seeing what happens.
Yeah.
You know, just fully investing in myself. You know, is pretty much the point that I got to. So that's the rebirth of Dia de los Tacos was
Word,
just timing. Everything worked out. My boy Raul, he had been, as when I uprooted out here, you know, obviously he was somebody who was helping me out on the truck. He decided to get his own thing going, started Street Food Boulevard, and they just kind of hit the ground running and have been doing great out here. But as anywhere, it's hard to find good help. So
Yeah.
you can't really make that next jump until you have the proper people in line.
Yeah.
And so he's always been somebody that's been reaching out to me. So when I told him that I plan on coming back, you know, he came to me with open arms and was like,
Nice,
well,
man.
I want to partner with you. And so
You gotta have friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And so that's how this little pop-up kitchen at Albuquerque Indoor Karting. Like that's
So
how,
when did you? Okay, so back to 2012, 13. I was at I really love Brickyard Pizza because I lived in that neighborhood for a long time.
Right.
I still kind of do if you consider this. Anyway, love Brickyard. Love the people that worked there. Met a lot of good friends there. So one day I'm at Brickyard and like a homeboy comes in from Marble. Mm-hmm. He's like, "Yo, I got these tacos from Marble," and I was like, "Dude, I didn't think Marble serve food." He's like, "Nah, man, it's a food truck. It's called Dia de los Tacos." I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Oh, cool. Like, let's try him." And I remember eating one. Like, what the fuck? And it was like you did like avocado deep fried chicken. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
of your amazing creations.
right.
And I was like, "Yo, what is this? This is amazing." He's like, "Yo, you should go check out the taco truck." So like, I hung out at Brickyard for a minute, went down to Marble, and you guys were already gone.
Oh, really?
I was like, "Fuck, they're gone."
Yeah.
So I added you guys on Facebook, the page.
Right.
And I was like, "Damn, these guys are blowing up." It's like, all right, cool. I'm going to follow them, see where they're going. It's like, oh, they're going to be at Marble this day.
Yeah.
So it's like, cool. Woke up, you know, did laundry, whatever. Headed down the Marble. And I was like, yo, where's the food truck? And they're like, oh, they sold out like an hour ago. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like, I always missed you guys. Like, I always had Dia de los Tacos like secondhand. Like, somebody would bring me
Yeah.
the food from the truck.
Right.
I'm like, fuck, man, I want to experience this, and like following like your Facebook page, and like you had the dope logo,
Right.
And like you were saying earlier, you had a line around the block, and I would pictures like, whoa, like fuck, I want to try this, and then you know the post like, hey guys, we're today's gonna be our last day, and it's like, I gotta go, and I never made it.
Oh no.
I always had the food like secondhand,
Yeah. Yeah.
but so you go to San Diego, like how did the go-kart, when you come back, how did the go-kart place work out?
So Raul, just by doing his thing or whatever, he had built that connection with AIK. They had actually approached him with the idea that they want to start featuring beer and wine.
Okay.
So in order to do that, they need to serve food. So they're like, we'll build out the kitchen. We'll lease you that. You just got to put in your equipment and stuff like that. And so he jumped at it. The only thing was that, like I said, he was just too busy to do it himself, So he's over there at Ohana. He can't be in two places at the same time.
Yeah.
So he had, he had help from some folks and some family and whatever. But ultimately, they just weren't able to, to get anything going. So it just, I mean, honestly, it was just timing really for when I came that Raul was like, listen, I want you to just hear the keys. Just go run this. Go sell some food. Go sell some food.
Yeah.
Just make something happen, So for me, it was just like, here's my art studio.
Cool.
This is where I can go and I can just put out what I want to put out.
Yeah.
It just honestly was a blessing. Like it all comes down to timing, and just trusting, that it's all gonna work out.
Word.
Yeah, I've always had such a huge support group, and just never had people just tell me like this is the way that I need to go. Like everybody has always been like very supportive. Which is such a huge blessing, and
it's all about who you surround yourself with too. Like,
oh, totally.
You can have some negative people around you. Like, you shouldn't do that.
Oh, exactly.
You shouldn't reopen. That's stupid. You should just work at Walmart for the rest of your life. Like,
here's what you got to do. Okay,
Yeah.
this is how you're gonna make the money.
Yeah.
But for me, it's never. I've always believed in it that as long as you do it with love, you do it with passion, like the money will be there. The money will come. This is why, like, as a chef, when I've been, through these years, and I've been bringing up chefs under me, I'm letting them know, like, don't worry about the money. Just worry about that your bases are covered.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of times where I just wasn't, in not good financial areas. I'm still, not in a great financial area, but I don't think about that side of things. I think about the bases. Got a roof over my head, got food in my stomach. I got people around me that love me.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you need.
Yeah,
so, and I'm smiling every day. I'm happy. That's what you need to keep. And, too many people chase a dollar. And then when they get it and they get all the way there, they still find that they're still missing something.
Still unhappy. They're missing something.
Exactly.
They're shitty towards other people.
Money is something that we made up, and money is something that we made up. Happiness and love, those are feelings that we were born with.
Yeah, man.
And that,
I agree.
You just got to stay in them.
So how long have you been open now?
Since January 7th was the first day.
Okay.
So now, I guess that's 2 months, 2.5 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the page pop up on my Facebook feed, like, what the fuck? They're back. I gotta go check it out. And I checked you guys out. When was it? Okay. So I went last weekend with my homegirl Shelly.
Right.
It must have been 2 or 3 weeks before that. Sometime in February.
Yeah.
And it took me that long to go check it out. But the first time I went, I was like, all right, they're in the go-kart spot. Parked, walked in, and I was like, yo, this is fucking amazing. Like, this is like a secret I'm going to tell everybody about. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to tell anybody about this shit because then they're going to ruin it for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got your the carne asada. I love carne asada.
Right.
Love carne asada. Got your al pastor and your Vietnamese fried chicken taco with the peanut. Yeah. Yo. And I love how you guys have the homemade sauces.
Oh yeah.
Like you have you have Cholula, Tapatio, like you have all the normal stuff that any other restaurant would have.
Right.
But then you have your homemade shit.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, yo, I'm gonna try the homemade stuff. And it was so good. I remember sitting there like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Right.
Like this is better than any other taco I've had in Albuquerque. So the last week when I went with Shelly, she was like, yo, I want to try the fries. So she got the Parmesan truffle fries.
Right.
And I got the carne asada burrito. Mm-hmm. And what did she get? I forget what she got.
She got 2 tacos or something.
Yeah, 2 tacos and the fries.
Right.
And then she shared the fries with me.
Yeah.
And I remember eating the fries I don't even like cheese.
Yeah.
And my friends give me shit for that.
Yeah.
But I was eating the Parmesan fries like, what the fuck is this? This is amazing. And then the burrito, I didn't even finish.
Yeah.
I could only eat one half of it.
Oh, yeah.
And then the sauces, I was dipping it in a new sauce, every bite. Bam, 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 bam. And what's dope is, people were coming in, and they're not even there for Dia de los Tacos. They're there for the go-kart spot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, don't ruin this place for me.
Yeah.
But, nah, I'm talking shit, but it's try it. Sit down and try the tacos. You know what I mean? It's great.
You're absolutely right. I'm one man back there. And, that's what's kind of crazy is that, but I told somebody today, they were like, oh, you're all by yourself today. I'm like, well, I've kind of been that way since I started, But I told them it's my way of ensuring quality and ensuring that I touch everything and that I know that this is exactly what I would serve. Everything that's on the menu there and everything that I surround myself is all my favorite things. One thing that I noticed in Japan when I had visited out there and doing research for the Japanese restaurant that I opened up was I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. You want another beer?
Tecate. No, it was that these little hole in the wall spots that they were going into somebody's clubhouse. They were just so intimate. They were only 13 seats, 14 seats, and they just were were just completely like that person, like the type of music, the style that they were. There was this one girl, I forgot, I think it was like Midnight Lounge is like the name of her spot. It was in Kyoto, Japan.
Nice.
But she Chiaki, yeah, that's her name, Chiaki. And she loved like lounge music, like Sinatra and like, you know, just some good jazz or whatever. And so I had promised her that night, you know, that I'm going to send you some music, you know.
Yeah.
And so but it was just her, and she's making these like great cocktails. And all she had in the back was a toaster oven, but she had like a menu of like 8 different things that she could make you, you know, and she would just cook everything out of the toaster oven. So they're like, she was your server, she was your bartender, she was your cook, you know, and she just like the whole environment was just her. So when I came back and had this spot, you know, just kind of handed to me, that's what I wanted to create, you know. So when you come in there, I got my jams playing. You know, and I mean, some of the cashiers, you know, the younger cashiers over there at AIK, they hate the music that I play by now because they feel like it's the same thing all the time. But it's like, for me, it's like that lowrider oldies, just putting love into everything that I do. You know? I was thinking about it the other day, and you know. Because I was telling you that I want to do my own podcast too.
Yeah.
And I want to talk to chefs, but one thing that I want to find out about them is like their style and how it relates to music.
Yeah.
Because my style is very much like funk influence.
Okay.
It's very just kind of in the moment, just kind of like riffing, you know, like there's no, there's no, like we're just building it as we go, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, I'm interested to find out how other chefs do it, but you know, today I'm jamming out to James Brown, and you know, once you start getting built up with like the word spreading, even though you're not telling anybody, the word is spreading regardless, and yeah, I'm getting super busy, and I'm just trying to handle it by myself. But yeah,
no, I'm telling people. I was joking. But
no.
I'm like, yo, you motherfuckers, like they're back.
They're back. Like, I kind of want people to slow down. Like,
oh, okay. I'll shut up then.
No. But it's like, it's just so much coming at you. But yeah, I mean, like I say, it's a blessing and a curse, you know, because you know, in any great chef or great artist, you know, like. This is something that you go through because you're not willing to jeopardize.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to jeopardize the quality that I want to give to somebody. You know, if it's not up to my standards, I don't even want it going out, you know, so
for sure.
I'll lose that. You know, that money, on doing it over again, you know, but it's about trying to control that and trying to find somebody who will buy into pretty much my, you know, like as far as help comes, you know, buying into what I'm trying to achieve, you know, which, like I said, we're just kind of building it as we go. We don't know how far we could take this, you know, but we're building up a lot of steam, and
I mean, the food is, I don't even know, like, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to tell you, oh, it's the salt and the sweet and the umami. Like, I can't do that, but all I know is that it's good food, you know, and
all I can say is like it's my story. It's just me. You know, it's just 100% me. Is what I've been through. It's what I've learned. Like there's no recipe for it.
Yeah.
Because I could give you an exact recipe of everything that I do, but you know, anybody else who takes that, they're gonna interpret it different. You know? They're gonna play it different. They're gonna sing it different. So what you get is just me. You know, and to me that's all I want, you know. Yeah. You know, that's where I feel the most comfortable. That's where I feel the most like understood, you know, to feel.
And you can tell with the food.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like, yo, it's the food, the sauces, and there's still so much like that I need to try over there that I haven't even tried yet.
Oh, and I don't stop, man. I just keep coming up with stuff. That's why there's no bounds to this, you know, like. To me, like I kind of feel like I like the exclusiveness of I got a line full of people, and I tell people, we're looking at like a 45-minute wait, just so you know.
Yeah.
I told the guy the other day, like, hey, he just ordered one taco and some chips and salsa, but I just had like a horde of people come in.
Man.
And I'm like, you're looking at like 25, 30 minutes, and he's like, really? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm good. Just give me a Coke. So I'm like, okay, fair enough. But just like how we had the food truck with the line, some people waited like, an hour, 2 hours for that. And what I kept emphasizing to my staff is like, don't slop it. Like don't jeopardize the quality, because people will wait. I will wait to try something great.
Yeah, definitely.
Rather than wait that long and then be disappointed. So I would rather wait and just trust that when it finally gets to me.
Yo, I've been blessed because every time, I've been there twice, but every time I've gone in, like I've waited maybe 15 minutes at the most.
Yeah.
And then there's maybe one person, two people in front of me. And it's like, I get the food pretty quick. So I need to go when it's like, boom, when you're slammed.
Go
and then you can tell me like, yo, KO, like John, man, like you're going to be waiting 40 minutes. I'll be like, all right, word, give me a Coke. Can I get a Coke right now and I'll wait?
You'll get a totally different look from me. Because like Dom, when I'm like, you catch me and I'm just prepping or whatever, and like you come in and like, oh, hey, I'm going to come over there and chat with you. And then when I'm like 6 tickets, 10 tickets down, I'm like, hey,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
totally get it, man.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
I got you. I see. Yeah. And that's usually like where people like, some of the regulars, they feel like, oh yeah, Dom, Dom knows me. Dom, hey Dom, what you make me that last time? And I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Like,
leave me alone. You see, I'm slammed.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's all
totally
because,
get it, man.
but it's all because like, I know that feeling of fucking being hangry, and like these people, like, this is why when I had the food truck, I wouldn't let anybody be more important than somebody else. My family, dad, mom, they had to wait in line just like everybody else in order to get a taco. Like, it was not like, come up to the back door and tell me what. No, I wouldn't allow that ever. And then you all pay the same price. Like, my food is already very reasonable price. One thing that I learned from, again, Travis Kamiyama, quality food for a quality price, is that then you never have to discount it.
Yeah.
That is the discount.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
This is it, so everybody just pay the same price. And it's worked out for me so far, man.
That's what's up. Yeah, the food is amazing. The atmosphere is amazing. Like, there's like maybe 7 or 8 tables.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta give credit to AIK for like their that's all them. Like, they built those tables. Those guys welded all those tables together.
Word, man. Yeah.
And so really, it was me just like coming in, seeing what I had to work with, and then that's why I labeled everything as like cars. Kind of old school cars and stuff like that.
Was it your idea to put the menus in the Lowrider magazines?
Yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I remember like, there's a menu inside this Lowrider magazine, and I tried to pull it, and I was like, it's sticky. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, it's in. They glued it in the Lowrider magazine. Yeah. It was cool, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So that came about because in Barrio Logan, San Diego.
Bro, I was just gonna go ahead.
So there's this spot out there, Barrio Dog. I don't know if you've ever been, but these cats, they were a huge kind of motivator for me in like this path of coming back or whatever, because I saw myself in these guys and what they were doing. They started off as a hot dog cart, and this hot dog cart had like an old Impala, like side on it, and like it was just all dressed up. It was clean. And they were actually like pulled up in front of an art studio, which featured lowrider art. And, it was, you just knew what you were getting every time that you went to these guys. You knew who was going to be there. It's just like when you go there, like, you're going to see me.
Yeah.
It's because I'm always there. Same thing over there, and it was it was just that comforting thing, you know. So you're not just going for the food; you're going to see these guys, you know. And they always embrace me,
Yeah.
you know, what up, you know, and asked me about how things were going and stuff. They even
Word.
came over there with their family to come to the restaurant,
Nice.
you know, and you know, see a little bit of my world. So, but when I would see these guys' hot dogs, like they were all like just how you see a lowrider, like, and they're all unique, you know, but they're all just very into detail and stuff like that, from the stenciling to the color scheme and all of this and that. That's how their hot dogs came out. Like
Yeah.
everything was very intricate and
Nice, man.
and very colorful, very bright, very just like just photo worthy.
Nice,
everything,
man.
you know. So I started doing my sushi. I mean, I've always done my sushi that way or whatever, but I started focusing more on it,
Uh-huh.
you know, while I was out there. And so it just kind of reminded me of like the tacos that I have too. Like they're all very unique. They're, you know,
Yeah.
and each one has a story behind it.
Mhm.
And so
Nice, man.
again, goes back to just saying like when you come to Dia de los Tacos, you're not like I'm Dia de los Tacos. Like, like this is my story.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this is
That's
it.
what's up, man.
You know, and so yeah, it's such a great great feeling to be doing this right now, and I don't know where it's gonna go, where it's going from here, but I just know that I'm not satisfied yet.
Yeah.
and I'm still
Well,
still
a great-
grinding.
Oh, dude, it's a great spot. Like the food is amazing. The price is amazing. Like, you know, I'm not gonna say no names, but some places around the city you're paying $3 for a taco, and it's just like it's good, but it's like, yo, really?
Yeah.
And I get it, you know, rent and
Right.
the area of the city that you're in, but it's
Right.
like, yo, man, the food is great. You know, Dia de los Tacos, the food is awesome. I always have, you know, it's always a great time. I'm gonna try and bring somebody new every time I go, or if not the same people. Just the menu, like there's so much that's available. Like I still need to try a hamburger.
Oh, you haven't had it?
No, I haven't had. I've done the tacos.
Oh man.
And like actually, bro, I've had 3 tacos, and I've had the carne asada burrito and the truffle parmesan fries.
Yeah, yeah.
There's just so much I want to do. It's a great spot. Like it's inspiring.
Yeah.
And how did you come up with the ideas for the names or the menu itself?
So honestly, I walked into the spot, you know, because the first day coming back or whatever, you know, talked with Raul. He's like, well, why don't you go down there, check it out? I checked it out, and yeah, like the first thing that everybody probably says, like, here, you know?
Yeah.
And you go inside, and I see what, you know, Danny and his team have done there as far as like building those tables. They got engine parts
Yeah.
that built up the table. Those are all custom. And I was just like, okay, you know, what are we going to do? And so I just decided that I was going to just go with the car scheme. And so I just started labeling everything as cars. Impala, it's a classic car.
Yeah.
You know, real classic like car. You know, carne asada, that's like a classic taco.
Yeah.
You know, so when you go to a taco spot, like, yeah, hell yeah.
That's expected.
Like, yeah. So, of course, that's the Impala.
Nice.
When you see what makes you think of California? I think of driving the Coast 101, you know, in or the Pacific Coast Highway 1. I mean, Cali convertible, you know, something, just anything where the top comes down. You
Yeah.
know, just letting your hair just blowing the wind. So
Yeah.
that's a fish taco to me, because you're driving along the coast.
Uh-huh.
The green VW bus, because you know it has that hump to it, you know, and plus it's like vegetarian.
Yeah. Hippie motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Nah.
The
Yeah.
the Kia Clunker, which is the Korean one, I forgot what I named it. The Kia, it was the Kia something before it was the Clunker. But Raul, that was his idea. He's like, I just want to name one the Clunker. And so when I looked at it, I was like, well, we already got taco with a K, and why not spell clunker with a K too?
Yeah,
just
man.
call it the Kia clunker.
Nice.
So it became that, which Kia is a Korean brand. So that obviously was our Korean taco.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of took that reference and just started plugging different tacos into it. Which has actually really worked, and it's actually really helped out. It's confused the hell out of my staff when it comes to training because they're just like, how the hell do you remember all this stuff? Why can't it just be maple chicken taco, my man?
That's funny.
Just like, then there's no story, there's no interaction. Like that's the fun of it. Is like actually like, what helps you remember it? Then you tell that to the guest, and then that's a connection there. Like that's, I don't know. Like that's how places like Monroe's stay around for a long time. Is because of that interaction with the guests.
I like Monroe's because the waiters and the waitresses, they don't just serve one table. Like they all bounce around. It's like, hey, we all work. We're not just designated to one area of the restaurant. We're all here to help. So
absolutely.
Like, you could have like 4 or 5 different waiters or waitresses in the time that you're there.
Yeah,
that interaction, definitely is like, oh.
That was a huge influence to me in like my style, just because I was like, there's no reason why I should walk by you when I see you need somebody. Like I'm like, of course, like I'm here to help you. What do you
for
need?
sure.
Anything you need, whatever. Like, and to some people, like they would get annoyed. You're constantly buzzing. There's constantly like people buzzing around, but it works there. And they do a great job of it. And that was a great influence for me and great starting point for me, and it's kind of setting me in this direction.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, like those people there, they care about service just as much as I do. It's not easy to put yourself aside, like your day to day, like when you walk into work, you be just committed to just giving somebody everything that they need to be better for them that day. For me, it's a way to block out everything else that's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like people come in and they want to talk about Trump and they want to talk about this and that and the wreck that's on. I'm like, I have no idea because I've been at work. Like I've been focused on this, So everybody has their kind of way of escaping, and mine is
cooking,
actually in work. Just staying busy and serving others.
Word up, man.
Yeah,
it's a really great spot, man.
Yeah,
and I would, if you haven't been, go check it out.
You got to try a burger though. We just
got
to.
I was gonna come through Taco Tuesday.
Okay.
But maybe for Taco Tuesday, it'll have to be Burger Tuesday.
Okay.
And
I'll
have to try a burger. Yeah, man.
Be that one guy with a burger.
Yeah, man. Look at that fucking asshole over there. Ruining Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday, dick.
Yeah. Shit, man.
Hell yeah.
But you guys, do you have red and green chili at the spot?
So, no.
Oh.
Okay, so when we opened, I had we call it the Camino. El Camino, which was carne elevada taco. I call it El Camino. Just reminded me of like a working man, just just a working man's taco, So it was the carne elevada, beans, French fries, and cheese on top. But then I started bringing in carnitas, and I started featuring carnitas, which is pretty much the same thing, except we're not cooking it in the red chili. We're just cooking it. Or confit it, French term of cooking it in its own fat. Yeah. And that actually became really popular. And then we brought on El Pastor too, which everybody loves, which we call the Monte Carlo. And they, everybody really loved that. So like, I wasn't selling too much of the carne elevada. And that was the only thing that I was using red chili for.
Okay.
So once I kind of phased that one out, I really haven't featured red chili on there.
No.
I still I still make small batches of stuff. It's a very small restaurant, so I make small batches of like little things. So if you come in there, you say, "Dom, do you have like some red chili or something?" I might, but I'm not.
What about on the burgers?
No red chili on the burgers, but I got green chili.
Chili, yeah.
Fresh green chili on the burgers.
Okay, cool.
Definitely. I mean, yeah. I'd get kicked out of this state if I didn't have green chili.
Yeah, man.
So I
Actually,
definitely.
I was talking to the homie Ken, who him and his wife ran the grain station.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Yep.
But it was a German spot on German bar restaurant on Buena Vista and Central.
Yep.
And I mean, it was German food, but like even the bratwurst, you could get a green chili bratwurst. They had German nachos with like bratwurst, tortilla chips, cheese, and then green chili. Like, yeah, man, it was amazing. And we were talking about a restaurant up the street from them. I won't mention it, but I guess I had heard this secondhand. I don't know how true this is, but he on his menu he wanted to put, "Aren't you tired of green chili? We are too." And it's like, nah, bro. Like, you can't do that. Yeah. Like, that is a bad business plan, man.
That is a very bad business plan. Like
no, you can't put that on your menu, man.
green
like,
chili is crack. This is
Yeah.
That is like literally. Like,
it's like if you have a restaurant in New Mexico, you better have some kind of red chili.
You better.
Yeah.
And you know, just like how my dad taught me, it's just garlic, salt, chili.
Yeah,
like
word
that's
up,
all
man.
you need. I don't need anything else in there.
Yeah.
You know, the red chili that I have at the restaurant though, because I use it like in different ways, is actually like a marinade.
Okay.
And so what I actually put in this one is some red chili, achiote, which is like a natto seed. It has this very like kind of really spice, like a pepper kind of flavor to it. But then it has like this really like earthiness to it. It almost tastes like if you could taste like the Hemes, like that red clay of Hemes, like when you drive in. You think of achiote. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it other than that. I'm just like it has like this certain like floral, herbaceous pepper kind of flavor to it, and it's just this seed, and it dyes everything like red, you know, bright red, which is really nice. You know, when you use it in marinades, you know, because then it takes stuff like white chicken, you know, it turns it this bright red and just makes it more appetizing, you know.
Sounds amazing, yeah.
Yeah. But then it doesn't offer like the spice or whatever. You know, so I use that. I use some pineapple. I really go like the Bobby Flay way of like chilies and honey. Like, if you ever watch Bobby Flay, when he cooks, he always has like honey. He has honey to everything. But sweetness, like heat needs some sweet, you know, and that's like what keeps you coming back. You know, like if you were just to eat like just straight hot, then you're just, you know, you're just sitting there in pain. But that sweetness is like that kind like, it's like the Sour Patch Kids, you know?
Yeah.
Like first they're sweet and then
they're
they're
sour.
Yeah,
then they're sweet again.
Yeah,
Word
exactly,
up,
exactly. So it's like that very like welcoming thing, you know, to come into. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this being the Red and Green Report, I always ask this to everybody that comes on, but and it's usually the same answer for the most part. But are you when it comes to New Mexican food, are you a red chili or a green chili person, or?
I'm Christmas, man.
See, like
I'm a Libra though.
Oh, okay. You like that balance? Oh man, yeah.
I can't decide. Right? You know, okay. So honest is that I went to Wex, and Wex features the option of getting red, green, gravy, or all three.
Oh wow, gravy. That's new.
Once you throw gravy into the mix, that's whole new level stuff.
You ever go to Manny's? Central and Girard?
I've been.
Okay.
I've always been really fuzzy headed, really hungover every time I've been there. So.
So Manny's, like, it's been a family favorite for years. But they have a chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
And you can either do the gravy, the red chili, or the green chili. But what I do is when I order the chicken fried steak over there, I get the gravy, the sausage gravy, and then I get a side of red. So, and then I dip it in the red. Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Hell
man.
yeah. I just went to, you been to Duke City Cafe?
Where's that?
The Duke City Kitchen. It's right there on Lomas, right across from, it's what used to be there? Los Cuates? Yeah, Los Cuates used to be there on Lomas. Was it Los Cuates? Because Los Cuates is across the street. But it's right by
Los
the
Cuates
Sprouts.
is still there.
But it's by
the Sprouts.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was that little restaurant that was over there by the barbershops?
Forasteros?
Maybe.
Mexican spot?
Yeah.
Like taqueria style?
That's fuck.
Man,
I
we'll
don't
have to
even-
go check it out.
But anyways, Duke City Kitchen.
Okay.
They're putting out some amazing food there. I went over there the other day and I had just biscuits and gravy.
Oh,
So I
wow.
had the biscuits and gravy, but then I ordered the side of red and green. And the
Yeah.
green chili, best green chili I've had
Oh,
in the
word,
state.
man.
In the state.
Duke City Kitchen. Bro, I have to
I
go
would
check
put
that out.
that green chili on anything. That green
Well,
chili.
you know what?
is so
Even
good.
Lotta Burger, whenever I go to Lotta Burger to get a burger, that fucking green chili spicy as hell.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck are you guys getting this shit?
They got that special reserve, man. They're like
Yeah.
grandmas, man. They're pulling out of abuelita's
Oh
house,
man,
For
it's
sure.
yeah, that chili's spicy, man.
They get there's been like that's what I love about the green chili out here, or just the New Mexico chili in general is that, and how I try to explain it to everybody is that it's so versatile. It
Yeah.
could be the hottest chili that you've ever had.
Yeah.
Like I've had green chili that's hotter than
Oh,
fucking
yeah,
ghost
man.
pepper
Yeah,
and
man.
any of that shit. You know, like, and then I've had some that. Yeah, it's like a bell pepper, you
Yeah,
know. But,
exactly.
But it's that flavor that you're attracted to, but just the variance in the heat levels. Like anybody can love it. You know?
Yeah.
Like it's for everybody.
Yeah, man, for sure.
It's not like you have to love spicy food in order to have this. Like no,
Yeah,
you can have it at any heat level
yeah, man.
out here, and that's what's so beautiful about it. It's so flavorful.
Have you ever been to Padilla's? Gerard and Indian School.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Long time ago. Great
Yo,
spot.
that chili over there is so good. I don't know what they do to it. They sprinkle crack in it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's your go-to when you go to a New Mexican spot?
Padilla's.
Yeah. No, like as far as like, what do you order?
Oh, what do I order? The combination plate, red chili enchiladas, or the taco plate.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
I'm a fat guy at heart. I've been hitting the gym the past year. I've actually, but the combination plate, red chili enchiladas, tamale, taco, Christmas, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, like it kind of depends. Like I'll go to Varela's Coffee House and I'll get the huevos
Yep.
at Christmas.
Yeah.
Boom, huevos always.
Oh yeah.
Loyola's up on Central and near the gun store.
Yeah.
That's how I describe it. It's near the gun store. Huevos, side of chicharrones.
Yeah.
You know, always the huevos, man. Like I have a hard time choosing like between huevos or like a breakfast burrito,
Yeah.
depending on where I go. Like Frontier, of course, you're always going to get the breakfast burrito,
Right.
Or the New Mexican plate.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, always red chili enchiladas, huevos, or the combination plate.
Hell yeah.
Christmas always,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
I like just a good bowl of beans and red chili.
Oh yeah, dude.
Extra
Yeah.
onion.
Uh-huh.
Extra cheese.
Bro.
Get that tortilla on the side.
I like going to a but go ahead.
Oh no.
I like going to a Varela's Coffee House
Yeah.
and I'll just get a side of chicharrones,
Yeah.
red chili and tortillas and just fucking snack away, man.
And that's it,
Yeah.
man. And that's it, man. Like that's the style of eating that I like, you know. Like that's my tiff with New Mexican plate ups out here is everybody's looking for something so big, you know. And like, what's wrong with just having a bite to eat
Yeah.
and then going to another spot? You know, try
Yeah.
multiple spots in a day. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like have a taco here, then go have another taco.
Yeah.
Like that's why if somebody comes up and orders one taco, I'm not like, oh, that's it. I'm like, fuck yeah, okay, you know, because I know you're gonna be back.
Word.
But everybody out here, like they try to just give you so much, you know. I'm like, I don't want all that. That's why my menu is like it's all a la carte. It's
Yeah.
all a la carte, babes, because I just want you to just get what you need for that little moment, you know. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much on there, and it's all gonna be good. So like everybody always has that.
Yeah.
Oh, what do I get? And they're just sitting there, and you're watching them, and you're like, I tell them, get 2 tacos, and then get a single hamburger,
Word.
because it's just a small smashed chuck patty. You know,
Shit.
it's mostly it's a
That's
lot.
what I'm gonna do on Tuesday, man.
That's it. You know, like that's like I'm not a fry guy. You know, I got fries and I do them right, but
Yeah.
I personally like sides. I'd rather do without. I'd rather
Yeah.
just have like
Word.
substance. You know,
Yeah.
and so like a burger to me and a taco, like that's a beautiful combination.
Nice, man.
Get
Yeah,
it.
man. That
Get
sounds
it.
amazing.
Yeah, like I mean, but then you have those people that they want a burrito, and so you got to give them a big ass burrito, you know,
yeah,
full
man.
with some stuff. Two sitting burrito.
Yeah,
you know?
that's me. That's
Yeah.
me. But what advice would you give to somebody who wants to open their own truck or restaurant or whatever? What would you tell them? What advice would you want to give them?
Is that you better love what you do, and just be 100% yourself. You know, if you're working for yourself, be 100% yourself. Don't try to buy customers. Don't try to be something that you think that everybody else is doing to make money. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, be in it for the right reasons. Don't be in it for money.
Yeah.
Definitely don't be in it for money, because the money will be there, but only if you're just true to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and that you just that you're ready to deal with the hard work. Honestly, that's the
Yeah.
only way that's going to get you through the hard work, is that knowing that at the end of the day that you created this and that it's 100% you,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And just stay the course, man.
Yeah.
Just you know, like, there's so many, like, this is what's beautiful about New Mexico, is there's so many like small businesses out here, and so just make those connections, network with everybody, and just keep those connections, because at the end of the day, like, those are the people that you can confide in, that
Yeah.
are going through the same thing that you are,
Word.
which I think all of us, you know, we're all looking for that.
Yeah.
You know, like somebody who can understand
Yeah.
of like what we just went through, you know,
Uh-huh.
and what, you know, because yeah, it's not easy. You know?
No, it's not, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Even in the music industry,
Yeah.
like I tell the youth, like, yo, man, you're gonna have to go through this. You're gonna have to go through that. You're gonna have to go through this, and you can't really worry about what people are gonna say, because at the end of the day, people are gonna talk shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Enjoy. You gotta
enjoy it.
Any
Yeah.
aspect in life, you gotta enjoy the journey, man. It's all about the journey, and so
Yeah.
just enjoy those little things. Find those little things in every day where you have to repeat, you know, but find the beauty in it, you know, knowing that
Yeah.
you're gonna walk in and you're gonna see this guy or whatever, and you're gonna, you know, have the same conversation every day. They're gonna say the same thing, but I don't know. Just find the happiness, find the comfort
Yeah,
in
man.
that's consistent. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we're growing up in a time now. We're in a time now where people are so quick to just kind of become panicked or feel like they're not in the place where they need to be, and they start like jumping ship too early instead of just write it out. Like,
Stay in the course.
we
Yeah.
all go through bad days, man. Just know that tomorrow the sun will shine, or you know, like the sun it's got to come back. It's
Yeah.
going to shine again. You know, so
Word, man.
get through the bad days, but stay the course, because, you know, like myself, I jumped around a lot, and yeah, sometimes you jump around for the wrong reasons. I don't regret any of the jumps that I made.
Yeah.
But I often think, if I would have just picked just this place, you know, like, you know, if I would have just stayed in Monroe's, you know, then I would be at this level, you know, or I would be, you know, me and the company would be here, you know. But if you can't do that, you just have to just focus on where you're at the moment, you know, and just enjoy the moment, enjoy the present, and just just get ready to move in a forward direction the next day.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
that's it.
Great advice, man. Shit.
Yeah,
Where can people find you on social media?
So
what's
on-
your
on
what's your
so-
links?
at Dia de los Tacos, tacos with a K, DIADELOSTAKOS at just on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah, man. You're
then-
big on the social media game too. I see you
Yeah.
cooking burritos and shit. I'm like, fuck. I gotta go.
No,
I gotta
man.
go.
Most of it is honestly for my own amusement. I started doing like Snapchats and shit like that.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I've always since I started like just discovering myself, being more comfortable, like I don't know, just kind of mimicking people or just kind of like becoming like that parrot. And so like I've developed like all these different like accents and stuff like that, which I don't know, and all these different characters, if you will, And so like the Snapchat, like when this thing came about, and I'm like, I find something, like I can find something with a voice to it. I just love it. It's almost like a puppet,
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff that I put out there or whatever, it's honestly for my own amusement. The fact that other people have come up to me and said that they enjoy it.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
Has been it's been just that much more encouragement.
That's cool, man. Like, yeah, it's like this is for me.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad that you like it, but it's really for me.
Yeah, that's what I
yeah.
said. Like my menu at the restaurant. I'm like, honestly, even if you guys didn't like it, like this is all my favorite stuff to eat.
Yeah.
And this is the way that I love to have it. So at the end of the day, at least I'm being fed well.
Yeah, word up,
Like,
man.
The fact that you like it too, and that's a plus.
That's amazing.
But,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Cool.
yeah.
Word, man. I think we'll end it on that note.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming through. We definitely got to do this again. And
Man.
what you can shout out? What's the podcast that you got coming out?
Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna record the first episode of Let's Taco About It with
Nice.
Chef Dominic. We're gonna be featuring Chef Mark Quinones of Mas at the Andaluz
Okay.
downtown. New Mexico's voted best chef, and good friend of mine, and we're gonna be talking to a lot of the chefs and a lot of people in the industry,
Nice.
and just really kind of opening up the window to what us as chefs and people in the service industry go through, and all the kind of peeling back the curtain, showing you guys what actually happens before the food gets to your table.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah.
I always said, I never treat the waitresses and the waiters like bad. I'm never disrespectful because they know the cooks. Mm-hmm. And, I watch TV and movies. So I don't want, my food, not that they do.
Yeah.
But like, hey man, you better treat the people nice cuz
It's respect gets respect.
Oh, definitely, man.
So,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you carry that in life, then you're gonna be all right.
For sure.
But for sure, like, yeah, you never know how short somebody's
man.
tempers are.
Yeah. And you never know who's working in the back.
Oh yeah.
Or like, yeah, you never know who's working in the back. So it could be some disgruntled person who's like, you know what? I'm going to spit in a burger today because that yeah, man. So,
That son of a bitch. I have.
yeah. How
No,
dare he? How
I've-
dare she?
I've honestly, in my career, never seen anybody do that.
Yeah.
And nor would I condone any
Oh,
food
no,
like
yeah, of
that
course.
going out to any table. But, always just respect each other. Love everybody.
Yeah,
man.
word up,
Respect everything, and just go with the flow, man.
Word,
just
man.
fucking California, baby.
Well, hey, man, thank you for coming through.
Of
Like,
course, man.
it's been like a long journey to this point because even back then I was like, man, I should start a podcast and I should interview people from New Mexico. And like years passed and I was like, man, talking to the dude from Dia de los Tacos would be fucking amazing. And it's happening. So
That's awesome.
it took time, but like you were saying, things take time. So I'm glad you came through. I appreciate it. We got to do it again.
Yes, sir.
And see what's going on in
Hell yeah,
the
man.
spot, and
Oh,
just
man.
see what's going on with you. But I'll be through Taco Tuesday. I'll come through Tuesday night
For
and,
sure.
after work.
Yep.
And, I should probably hit the gym first, and then come through.
We got volleyball courts out there too.
Oh,
man.
that's
Maybe
right.
they play
Yeah.
a game of volleyball.
Play a game of
man.
volleyball. Yeah, man,
hit
for
the pop
sure.
a shot, man.
Yeah,
Just
man.
flick of the wrist.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
But thanks again.
course,
And
man.
yeah, man, it's been
Hey,
dope.
no, seriously, I'm very inspired by you and what you had going on, and this connection was great. And so
Yeah, man.
So I'm
it's
very
awesome.
I'm very grateful for this.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Word up.
Cheers, brother.
Cool, man. Cheers. Peace. Peace.